Hello you guys, we are back in the basement. I should have mentioned this in my first video, but if I didn't, I apologize. But this series will not be just one right after the other. I am a regular person. I don't do YouTube for a living, so I don't have like 10 hours a day to dedicate to working on my basement. I have to fit it in outside of work and family and all those other things. So you will not see these just back to back. It is also going to be Christmas, so I do want to do maybe a couple Christmas videos, but for today we are back in the basement and I have got to do so much sanding. I've got my little mask here so I don't inhale the dust. I also have goggles. I have to do just a light sanding of the walls, and then I also have to go back in and kind of do another coat, and then once that's dry I'll have to do a final sanding, and then there may be one other step. I have to consult my instructions, but we have got so much sanding to do. I've got to get my respirator on and we're going to get started. I started first by using this sanding pad that was connected to a hose in order to suck up a lot of the dust, and while it definitely did suck up the dust, I just had a hard time really maneuvering it and getting it into the places I needed to, so I ended up going ahead and switching to my electric sander. And this definitely worked better, however, it did create a ton of dust. I was really hoping to use this to take a lot of the kind of hard work out of manually sanding, but ultimately this did not do what I needed it to either. This sucks. From everything that I read, if you mud your walls really well, or correctly I guess I should say, you shouldn't need to do like a crazy amount of sanding. I am a beginner and I went a little heavy. My dad really tried to help me and to even out my coats, but I couldn't get it. So mine is a little bit thick, and because of that it is gonna need a little extra sanding, which it's not the end of the world. It just happens to be one of my absolute least favorite tasks in a project. I hate sanding. So now here I am. I don't know what to say. I just have to keep going. I have to keep going. There's some spots I'm gonna have to do by hand. That just is what it is. But the best thing I did for myself was buy this mask because the amount of dust is just crazy. So here we go.
Be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea.
I ultimately ended up going in and sanding by hand, and this really was the most effective, especially for these small nail holes that needed to be sanded. These took a matter of seconds. You'll see me kind of wiping over each spot, and that's just to make sure that the whole space is completely smooth. You guys, let's just take a minute to give a real, that wasn't a good idea, a round of applause to the drywallers, the people who do this every day, because I am not cut out for it. This is rough. I deeply regret not spending more time to really try to like thin my lines out, and I don't know. This is hard. It's just, I am like covered. My watch, everything is just like covered. in dust. Yeah. I'm just gonna take a brief pause just to get my bearings and probably vacuum up some more dust. I did open the windows to get some airflow, but I need to vacuum up more of the dust, and then I guess we'll get back to it. Here I am just going in to do another light coat. The corners in particular were really where I needed this extra coat. I just had to get in there and repair some spots. Like I said in my previous basement video, the corners were definitely the trickiest for me. Once the sanding was completed, I could not stand how much dust was everywhere, so I'm just taking a damp sponge and wiping down the surfaces. In addition to the dust, there was a lot of debris and random things on the floor that had to be swept up before I could get in here to take care of the floor. Once I got as much dust up as I could, I decided to just give the floor a mopping. I did end up doing this twice to really make sure the floor was as clean as possible. I will need to clean this space again, but this made such a significant difference in really getting the dust out of this space. Hello you guys, it is a new day. We are ready to prime these walls. I cannot even begin to tell you how much better it feels in here getting all of that dust cleaned up. It will definitely have to be like cleaned up again once I'm ready to really move furniture in, but just having every space not be covered in a thick layer of dust is so much better. So we're gonna get these walls primed today. I'll just be using some simple drywall primer, but I feel like as these walls get primed, it's really just gonna make the space start to feel like it's changing. So let's go ahead and get these walls primed, and then we're gonna have to start talking about paint colors.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh, even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
Alright, the first coat of primer is on. You probably can't tell on camera, or maybe you can, but the first coat is definitely splotchy, which happens even on regular walls that are already painted, so certainly on a first coat of primer on drywall that's going to happen. So I am going to let the first coat dry overnight for sure. I don't know if I'll film doing the second coat yet or not. Maybe I will, who knows. But we have to figure out what color are we actually going to paint this room. Now, I do have 2 windows down here. This area is southern facing, so sunlight will not be an issue. This gets plenty of light in this room. I don't know what I want to do. Part of me thinks just keep it a lighter neutral, but then there's this other part of me that's like, no, pick a color, pick something fun. But one thing about sun is that it absolutely changes what a color looks like on the wall, so I'll probably do some samples and just see how it looks in the sun to be sure. But be sure to let me know what you guys think I should do with the paint color. It'll definitely be some type of neutral. It's just a matter of, will it be, lighter, keep it light and bright, or will it be maybe a slightly moodier color? Let me know what you think. I cannot wait to start painting in here. It just feels like the space is really coming to life. There are definitely things I have to figure out, like what I'm gonna do with the ceiling. Also, this whole section behind you haven't seen. It's where my washer and dryer, my HVAC system is. We might put a wall up to kind of section that off from the rest of the room, but I have to decide if we're gonna do that before we put up the ceiling. So I have some big decisions to make, but I think whatever is decided, it's still gonna be such a cool space down here.